Hello Borough fans, A.J.T here, back again for yet another week on this weekly Borough debate. I am joined with...
Hello, Mr. Fox.
That's Mr. Fox, if you can't understand what the hell you said.
Mr. F-O-X, Mr. Fox.
Mr. Fox was known as
Start
FOXY.
mixing it up with another accent.
Yeah, why not? I don't know what accent it was, but you went for some accent there, didn't you?
Kind of Southern Australian it was.
Was it?
Yeah,
it was
to
quite
go
good,
me
that.
luck.
Quite good that. But I say, we're back here again because me and Foxy always discuss topics. Nice thing last week, I obviously won 1-0, you lost, and that's just the way it goes. Don't, mate, don't, just save it. Anyway, back here with Rob. Rob's going to give us a subject, and we're going to discuss it.
Only losers have to talk about when they win. When people win, everybody knows about it.
It's just saw loser.
So I don't need
Look
to
at his
talk
hair.
about that.
Anyway, Rob, tell us the subject, mate.
Subject this week is Stuart Downing, and has he done enough since he's been back?
Yes.
Go.
Oh, do you want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Well, we have enough crack about us.
I think he's a fantastic player, but that's my... And I know you don't like the word, oh, you can use fantastic. That's my favourite word to use, fantastic, because when someone's a fantastic player, I'll call you a fantastic player. I mean, don't get me wrong, elite and world-class players, Ronaldinho's and all that, of my generation.
I'm not going to get bogged down on that now. If you want to use that, that's your
thing. You love using bogged down as well, but I won't get...
You won't get what bogged down?
I won't get bogged down. But we're here to discuss if Stewie Downing done enough.
Right, so what we were talking about before we got onto this was, because this is a big topic, Stewie Downing. To you, I know how much you love.
I love Stewie.
Well, let's just talk football.
And so does my good friend Tony Guest, he loves Stewie as
Okay, well that's fine. You can both hold hands and enjoy that together. So
we will enjoy it together.
I'm hoping that somewhere on the line.
And at Millwall on Saturday when he scores,
I hope he does.
I'm going to look around at you and do it.
Please find me, please.
So you're celebrating, going,
please.
I can't believe you scored. I can't believe
you
you
know
scored.
what though? As you know, I'm a Borough fan diehard through and through. You know that.
Lenny Lawrence.
So we won't get.
Lenny Lawrence era.
Listen. Before that, Colin Todd, Bruce Ray, but that's just when I first started going, no biggie. But the Stewie Downing thing for me, and the reason why I ever criticise a player is because I expect more from him. I'm never going to just slag a player off because it's my team too, and I don't just want to be generically, he's this, he's that, when you haven't got a point for it. All I've ever said about Stewie Downing, guys, is that, and this is what this is now. Is in context, if Stewie Downing's an attacking player for Borough, he needs to do more.
Correct.
But if Stewie Downing, as he's been found in the past 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons, especially under A.J.T, whether I agree with this or not, he's played himself in defensive positions and full-backs. He's never really owned the number 10 position.
Not his fault though, is he?
No, but I'm not, and that's a conversation that we've got a starting point of agreement on. He gets picked, he plays where he plays, or he doesn't play. And no one's going to say, no boss, I'm not playing there, I don't want to play. You play.
Every player wants to play in the Premier League.
Every player wants to play in the Premier League. Now, the thing that I think when we talk about has he done enough is, not as an attacking player, no. But in the last 2 months, he's definitely been more productive. He's definitely been somebody who's leading the team with more tempo. He's definitely the guy that's leading from the front more. Because I don't rate Ledbetter, and I don't think Ledbetter should be a captain. Because for what Ledbetter offers to that team, if all you've got is somebody who can shout, I'd much rather have Howson or Besic there. Although Howson's an attacking player. But I don't rate Ledbetter. But maybe that'll be a topic for next week.
This hurts my head.
Well, he doesn't do much.
That hurts my head.
He doesn't do much. He's slow. I mean, he gets called lead boots for a reason, but we won't get drafted over that, right? We were talking about
bogged down. You're going to say bogged down.
No, I said drafted over.
Yeah, I know, but you were going to say bogged down.
You can't stop saying that now.
I'm not going to say it.
Right, I guarantee you say it again before the end of this. So we've got Howson now, who's been playing defensive roles and stuff like that. And I think if we'd have played a Downing as a left full back stroke attacking full back in the modern era as we are now, maybe Monk played him there, or Karanka had a little bit more balls and wanted to attack a bit more, we might have seen a different player with Stewie Downing. We might have seen him owning the wing a bit more, because I know AJ is going to disagree with this, but I think he's a really good crosser, set piece taker, corner taker. We know Traore is a good set piece taker too.
Corner taker he's not, but carry on.
I think he is. Against Leeds, for example.
Okay, yeah, against Leeds, but against Bristol City.
Yeah, okay.
We took him against Derby.
And he wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, but listen, man, as much as I love Stuart Downing, Traore puts one cross in the box against Bristol City, and it's 1-0. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong.
But also, if we're going to be really get on this, Traore, as fantastic as he is, he also wastes possession quite a lot.
Yeah, but he ain't going to waste possession from a corner, is he?
No, but I'm just saying his corners weren't always like that.
No, but his corners are picked up.
They've improved, and yes, he has, because he has Birmingham away, for example, shot him. as you just mentioned there, Bristol City were friend. I mean, there's a few Derby. We could talk about it. You know, we don't need to be you know, you can all do that yourself, guys. That's not. You know, you don't take a genius to figure that out. But I think that Stewie Downing has always been a good crosser of the ball. He was at West Ham. You know, and when he made his move to us, as you said when we were talking before, he was a number 10 in the middle. Yeah. So this comes kind of full circle back to where we were.
I think that would have dented his confidence, mate.
Do you think so? In what respect?
Because you got to think, like, before he came...
Do you rate him as a passer?
Well, yeah, because before he came to Middlesbrough, he was flying at West Ham. I mean, I've got a good friend who's a West Ham fan, and he was gutted when Downing left him.
He was in the England squad when he came out.
He was genuinely devastated. Stewie Downing left West Ham, especially for $5 million.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe that we got him for so cheap.
Yeah.
He comes to Borough, it all kicks off with Crank, as we know. Crank, who used to lose the dressing room and all that, whatever else.
But there's more to that, though.
Yeah, of course there is. But Downing gets played left wing back, so you've got to think, if you're flying in an England team,
not straight away, never.
Not straight away, but I'm saying, if you're playing attacking midfield, right, and you're in the Premier League, you're getting spoke about every week and all that, to suddenly come into the Championship team, and you're not really playing your favourite position and all that, and sometimes he's playing out on the wing. He ain't used to that. He ain't playing on the wing for ages.
No,
he's been in the middle.
I agree with that. But what I'd say about Stewie Downing is, and this has been a criticism of mine, is that I think he spat his dummy out, and I think he caused a bit of a rift in the dressing room.
He did, yeah.
And I think he was an elder statesman amongst other people that I'm not going to mention, who kind of started that rift off behind Karanka's back. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he's now wanting Karanka.
Well, apparently there was a rumour that he was amongst it all.
He was, right.
There's also a rumour that Adam Clayton dropped Gaston Ramirez after Bournemouth.
We know that was also the Traore Ledbetter rumour when after the Sheffield United game. Now we obviously we're surmising here and we only know what we know, but we do know quite a lot from doing this, and that's not trying to be, you know, 11 or 8 to anyone. Part of this job is you get to hear stuff. Now you then make sense of it what you want. At the end of the day, we're all just people, and you go to work and you don't get on with people, no matter how much money you earn, whether you're doing a job that you love. Now we all know we play football and give our left arm leg or whatever. You know, we won't play for nothing, but. So just because you're on mega money and you're doing a sport that you love doesn't mean you're going to go into work every day and want to get on with Joe Bloggs over there. But when you are at that level, there's a level of professionalism. Now we could talk about a Man United team where Andy Cole and Terry Sheringham hated each other. But if you didn't know that, you wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Now they hated each other. They wouldn't even celebrate with each other. But there was never going to be a level where they'd ruin it for anyone else because it's a team game. Now I just think Stewie Downing took a little bit of, I'm a Borough guy, I'm Mr. Borough, blah blah blah.
Unless he came down and he thought, look, his ego was a bit too big.
That's a good point.
Maybe that's what might have happened. His ego's come from West Ham.
Then he hasn't liked Karanka.
He's playing some fantastic players there as well.
Oh, listen, he was brilliant at West Ham.
He's week in, week out. He's in the England team.
If we're saying now, like, how can a player go from there to there and literally he's garbage when he gets to there but nothing's happened? There has to be something in between, i.e. a personality clash or whatever, but he should be big enough. And egos are something that I've had a problem with at Borough for quite a long time because there's egos in that club with average players. And that's something that annoys me. When they're all sat in the Dickens or in the VIP gold room thinking they're worth something and they're not. Yeah. That's annoying to me. But it's a very, very, very poorly run club, I think, now. Never used to be, but it is now. But that's a different topic maybe for next week. But the Stewie Downing factor for me is I don't think he's done enough as an attacking player. But if you were going to play him as a bits and pieces, break up the ball type style player, then he does enough because he's forward. He's very forward thinking with stuff, and he's always trying to lead the team. But I just think that there's a very easy. Like we were talking before, I wouldn't have got rid of Tav. And
massively no.
Because I think he would have got on Downing's heels to play on that role. And then I think poor management, we bring in Harrison who can't get fit, although there's a good player in there. And he's expecting him to chase Downing's heels.
So you haven't just got him, you've got Baker there.
You have. And also, as we talked before, he brought Fabio on against Sheffield United. I know he didn't take Downing up, but he's got him there on his heels too. And Christie as well that we could have had.
Yeah.
And I just think there's been bits missed, but we'll go and bring a player who's potentially brilliant.
Braithwaite went out on loan.
Braithwaite's another one. You know, but we've seen this before. Stuani played on the left, and we wouldn't play him up front. And now look at him in Spain; he can't stop scoring goals.
Scored too.
Can't stop, can he? Yeah. You know, now I just think that's part of my problem with the club overall. Right. Is that we've always tried to fit square pegs into round holes, and that brings. Just let me say this because I don't want to talk over.
I apologise.
Sorry, because it's not about that. We're not here to talk over each other. We both have valid points. Yes. At the end of the day, I think that's another thing that Downing's found that he's come in. Karanka either way hasn't liked him or whatever, even though he's been his signing. But we could say that about Traore.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Downing's found himself in limbo. Then he's been unhappy. Then there's been a rift. Then all of a sudden Karanka's walked out when we're top of the league. Then we've got promoted. Then he doesn't want him anyway, but then he's still there. And I just think that then he's trying to play him over here, and he only plays position that probably hasn't tried him in his goal.
Yes.
And it's kind of, I think, for that I feel sorry for Downing, but I don't rate Downing, and I've said this before, as an attacking player, because I don't think he's done enough there when he's had the chances to do that there. But what I would say is, I don't think he's had enough pressure on him, which is the management's problem. And I think when he has played badly, he's known he's going to get back in the team, which, as a player, players play bad all the time. We can't knock them for that. It's how they come about. It's how their attitude, you know, do they stop running even if they're playing bad? No, etc. So I think that when he's had those kind of walls put up in front of him, he hasn't reacted well enough for me. But then at the same time, like I said, he hasn't had enough people on his case, like Tav, for example, to push him and think, well, this guy's up and coming. As we said before this started, Tav, for example, is a guy that's coming through the ranks. He's made his debuts. He's played well. He's got everyone on his side, and now he'd be chopping at the bit just to get 20 minutes here and there. He doesn't expect to start, which is a perfect scenario for somebody then who wants to try and break into the team against the guy who thinks he should be in there all the time. Because then we'd see Downing have to think, well, hang on a minute, I know whether I play in the middle or out wide. I've got to put a performance in. So whether you agree or not that his set pieces are good or his corners are good, I think he's a good corner taker. I do agree that in recent couple of weeks he's been hit and miss with it.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that also comes down to the thing again that I'm saying to you, is that he knows he's going to play.
Yeah, okay, but you know, I can't accept the fact that he knows he's going to play, because at the minute he's got no one there to really, apart from Fabio maybe because I know Fabio's a left back. If I was Fabio, I'd be pushing my hardest. He would take George Friend's position, which you can't take at the minute.
Would you play George Friend left midfield at all?
No, I wouldn't. No,
never.
No, not at all, mate. No, George Friend's a left back.
Even after the way he skinned Bristol City's.
Even after the way he skinned Bristol City.
To get the corner and score. He showed a bit of something there.
Yeah, he did. Don't get me wrong, he did. But for me, I've said before, as much as I love George Friend right now, and I don't want to be negative because I know for a fact.
No, be how you want.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. People slate if you're saying whatever you want to say because he's been on form recently. But
we're realists here.
If you've seen in the Premier League, he lost his legs massively, mate. And
so did Ayala, so did Ledbetter. You know, there's a lot of players in that team.
Yeah, a lot of players did, but...
And Ayala's our, third top scorer?
The reason why Downey didn't get forward that much in the Premier League, in my opinion, is because... No, it's not even because of that. If you watched it was George Friend was going past him with the ball. It was past Downey. George Friend would be knackered by the time he gets
to him. So you think he had to feel it
He had to come back. He had to come back all the time to help out George Friend. We'd get caught out and we concede.
Can I ask you, would you put that down to management?
You could put it down to tactics and management, and management maybe not being strong enough from George Friend, saying, look, don't come past the halfway line, give it a Downing, overlap if you want, but don't go too fast.
Not every time.
For me, it's kind of like, if I was Stewie Downing now, because Downing must be happy the way he's playing. He must be happy playing left mid. If not, if he wasn't happy playing left mid for me, he'd be trying to get into that number 10 position.
But could he get in that number 10 position?
No.
No.
Downing couldn't get in because for me, it's too many creative players at number 10. For instance, Johnny Howson.
Yeah.
He's been class.
Great player.
Don't get me wrong. First 8 games of the season.
Played out of position though. First 8 games.
Yeah, I hated him. I'm not going to even lie when I said I hated Johnny Howson the first 8 games of the season. After them 8 games.
Defensive midfield, wasn't he?
I loved him. Yeah. Because I sat back one afternoon and I thought, do you know what it is? He actually does it a bit.
Well, I have this argument with people a lot about Howson. Yeah. And for me, you don't be a captain at Norwich and Leeds when they were both half decent. If you're garbage.
Yeah.
And Monk brought him in and played him in a defensive role. Yeah. And I kind of feel that's a little bit like the Shaka at Arsenal.
He still plays there now and then, though.
He fills in a bit. Yeah. I think he kind of feels a bit more now, AJ, as if he thinks, well, because he's a footballer, I think he likes to cover and do the right thing. I think he won't just go, well, I don't need to do that. It's not. He's a team man, which shows why he's captain.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit like the Shaka scenario at Arsenal, where he's an attacking player, Shaka, and he's always played him defensively because they've had Wilshere, who I don't rate, or most overrated footballer in English football, Ramsey or Oxley, Chamberlain, whoever you want to put there. I know
Chamberlain's at Liverpool now, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's always had them options.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think Howson suffered from that, and then we brought Bezic in, who's brilliant. Hopefully we can sign this kid on. But
I hope so.
For me, I'd love to see a Howson, Bezic, Traore scenario, Bamford, whoever else you want there, whatever. And then have plenty of people like Downing fighting for these positions as a sub, as a squad player coming on, bringing in your Tabs and whoever else we're going to try and sign. Hopefully, whoever the manager is, I'm not going to start talking about that. We get behind the team no matter what my thoughts are on that, and that's something that, like I say, when people criticise me about my opinion on what Pulis and this, I'm a Borough fan through and through. I'll always be positive and get behind them, but at the same time I'm a realist, and I'll always point out if it's a negative, I'll point it out and explain why. But on the Saturday when a match day comes, and get behind my team, because positive is what you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you want us to do well fundamentally, but whether I agree with the way we're going about the business is another thing, and that's just for people to have a chat and topic and get involved and what you think. But I'd just like to be able to see a bit more competition in that squad, where Downing has to work, where you say to Stewie, you're going to play left mid, or I'm going to put you now in this sort of position where you've got Traore, Bezic and Howson, and I want you to compete with those players to play in that middle sort of position and see if he's got it in him.
For me, personally, I think, we're seeing the back end of the season, I think he's come on in leaps and bounds. And I think that's due to confidence. He knows right now his confidence is coming back. And in Downing's position now, you've got to realise, Karanka came in, he did what he did with Downing, whatever. He played him out of position. He was having a baby. He still wanted to move to Birmingham City. Then he put him into under 23s. Didn't give him a squad number.
Yeah.
And then Monk comes in. We're not playing the greatest under Guy Monk. His confidence is still low. His morale's still low because the team isn't playing great. Everyone's trying to chip in and get performances. We all know this.
But can I say something here? It is going back a little while, but it's a player you know about. Craig Ignat had this at Borough when Nicky Barmby signed, and they told him that he was surplus to requirements, and they told him that he'd contracted gone, and Craig Ignat said no. He went on a tour to Scotland with Borough that pre-season. He said, I'll come and play for free, and he played his way back into the team, and he played with Nicky Barmby, right?
And that's what I'm saying.
Now I just think that if you're the right mentality and you want it, you'll work your nuts off to get in. I don't know whether Downing's ever had that about him.
As I was saying there,
because he gets used everywhere.
About what happened at the start of the season, obviously Gary Monk came in, right? It wasn't great for him. Team aren't getting performances. You're not good. If you're going to imagine, if you just had a rubbish summer there, we just had a baby, but then the baby's born and your eyes all over and moved to Birmingham City and all this. That's happening. But then, you know what I mean? That's happening as well. And everything else happening around you. Back end of the season, Borough start getting performances, and he's finally starts getting confidence. He's going to start playing better. Now for me, the back end of the season, the last couple of games, he's been, and when I say fantastic, I mean he's been fantastic in the fact of the Stewie Downing now. I'm seeing the Stewie Downing that I've seen.
But you've seen a new role. But is it a new role for him now, though, AJ, that you're looking at?
Well, if it is, I'm
up for that.
If it is, then I think he's doing great because now I'm starting to see, Stewie Downing. I ain't seeing the down.
No, I'm not. His head's up.
The down confidence of Stewie Downing. I'm seeing Stewie Downing now, who can bring some every game, and even though he doesn't score an assist, it's the build-up play that he provides.
So what you're saying now then is that, and I think we would agree on this now, is that he's more of a break-up play man, bits and pieces. Feed the man who's going to do something, i.e. Traore.
He can almost play a vital pass, right? He can almost play a vital pass now
to give it to someone who's going to do something.
Look at Besic's goal. He was on that left wing with Besic all that time. Besic gets don't get me wrong. He was trying to improvise on the goal. Besic gets it 1-0. He's there, mate, and that's what I'm trying to say. Downing for me now.
So is that a role for him going forward, do you think? There's a future for him there, playing in that type of a position?
Left mid, I think Downing, why not? Because at the minute, I think he's doing very well. And right now, we're seeing his confidence back.
Well, what I would say to that is, if we are going to play him there moving forward, we need a full-back who's prepared to get past him a lot.
Fabio.
Yeah, well, but we know Pulis won't pay it there. But
we know, but if we go to the Premier League, I honestly feel like George Friend could be gone. And
I would hope so.
Well, I don't want to be that, but
that's
your opinion.
No, but as a left back, but I would keep him, AJ, as a centre back squad player.
Yes.
Because I think he's played there and he would do a job there. But I think that we're at the point now where we kind of going to have to leave this one.
Yeah, just to wrap it up, I think. Yeah, well, like I say, man, I won't go into it because I'm just going to send it off.
We could sit here all day, guys.
But Stewie Downing, if you're watching, I'm proud of you, mate. Yeah, he loves the Borough. We love the Borough.
Stewie, listen, I hope that if you are watching this, you continue in the vein that you're in now, and I hope that you find a position that you're happy with and that you're not used everywhere like some sort of versatile player. I'd like to see you playing left mid, carry on grafting as you are. Whether you're good enough to play in the Premiership, I don't know, but we'll always get behind him. We always want to be positive. The criticism comes from because
and
we
expect more. And if you score on Saturday, run up to him and go like that. That's as simple as it is. That's what I want you to do anyway. I won't tell you what I'm just doing. You have to watch a video back. But Downing, good luck, mate. And I say, man, if Borough get promoted, I'm sure that we'll see more confidence in him and throughout the whole team. Big game Saturday. Be there. We'll be there, won't we?
We'll be there. So it's good night.
South Stand. Come on the Borough. And cheers for being on FOXY, mate.
No
nice
problem.
One.
No problem. It's good
Hope
night
you enjoy
from
Borough
him.
fans. Good night from him.
It's good night from him.
And laters Borough fans.
Take it easy, Stewie Downing and Borough fans, especially Stewie.
All the Borough fans.
Peace out.